part that scares me is the unknown of, have I done enough? Everyone thinks I'm crazy for being here.
Frustrating that I know that I really think she could be one of the best like in the world, but there's so much time in the year that she can't put in those big weeks.
Today is Friday, which is marathon session. By far our hardest one of the week. I'm doing a very modified marathon prep, so this session is definitely my biggest one to date in this prep. I've got 8K, 2 minutes float, well 2 minutes easy, 5K, 2 minutes easy, and then 3K like Nick put hard, which seems like it's an all-out effort. So he's only given us pace for the first 2 reps and then wants us to go 340s, 330s, and then kind of whack it. So that's what we're trying to do, but we're also looking at the silver linings. It's a nice day. Really, for 8 kilometres, I felt really in control and relaxed, and we would have averaged around like 335, 336, which was meant to be 340, so it obviously came easy. And then the 5K, that got a bit tough just because it's now starting to get to my threshold, you know, half marathon pace, and that was like 329s, 330s. But that pace is a bit pinchy. But this will be like, go for it. Yeah. Might use you, Dave. The last 3K was an all-out effort. But like we would have averaged 319, I think, and Nick wanted 320, so we're really good with that. Her threshold's like 315. I can't do it. I couldn't do it for that all-out 3K. You know what I mean? So I just think there's a lot of ways, and this is what Nick's really good at. There's so many ways to train for the marathon, but you also have to cater it to the type of athlete you are, because everyone is different. Everyone's got different strengths. Like, I think the big thing for me is I do huge gym sessions now on Tuesday and Thursday, but lifting super heavy on Thursday and then turning up here on Friday is so tough, but it's where I think I'm gonna get that bit of conditioning that I'm lacking from just running more, because this week will be just over 110K a week, which is really not much for a marathon runner, but I'm getting so much stimulus in the gym. Don't even feel like this. I'm doing this to be a good athlete, but I feel so sick.
I also don't feel like that. I've had a lot of caffeine.
As just a person that was married to Ryan with no kids, we were just more selfish with our time because we could be. We could relax more during the day. We actually don't know what we did before kids. We killed a lot of hours in the day. But now with training and racing, I think people from the outside looking in might think sometimes I'm doing too much, you know, whether it's taking Archer to a park or to an aquarium, or, you know, always trying to entertain the kids when maybe I should be sitting down with my feet up. But it is a fine balance, and that's where it's really nice having someone like Ryan, because we take turns being the Energizer bunny for the kids, and we take turns making sure that Archer's entertained. But that's why I have to be really careful with my training. I can't run 200K a week and throw everything at it, because I'm a mother first and foremost, and I always want to be. I just have found a really nice balance, get the best out of both, I guess. Just do my warm-up as normal, strides, drills, change shoes, and then I'll do 7K at around 350s, straight into 6K at 340s, straight into 5K at 330s. That's what Nick's given me, but I feel like that's gonna feel pretty comfortable just because we've got a really good day. It's not that hot, so I might do a little bit quicker. I aim for like 340s, 330s, high 320s. Or I could completely capitulate. It would be a disaster. But I'll practice all my drinks every 4K, gel, caffeinated gel, somewhere around the halfway mark, and hope for the best. We'll do a drink up here, Peter. 200 metres.
Wasn't that hot from the sun. It's overcast, but yeah, it's pretty much 100% humidity. Sweaty from the start, so I think, all things considered, it's pretty good. Can't really judge yourself too harshly when it's conditions like this, so I'm still able to get going pretty solid in that last 4K at the end. Well, under 3 minute Ks, so I've done better before, but that's pretty strong. Yeah. latte drink. Yeah, your legs are a bit tired and it's just hard to get them to go any faster when you've been on them for so long, but it's such a good practice for the marathon.
Nice. Oh. Valencia blue carpet. That was good. Thanks, Peter. The last time I did drinks was Melbourne Marathon 2024. And so over the last like 2-3 weeks, I've just started practicing taking on like lots of carb drink. And like today I did a little bit more because I get such an upset stomach the first few times. But after like 3 sessions practicing it, I'm fine. But
yep.
I have to be prepared for today to be a write-off, fetal position. And I found that's the one amazing thing about the marathon is if you can hit times in your block and get everything done, there's no way you won't have a good race. There's Valencia. I look at my watch at 25k and think, yeah, I'm fine. That's the goal.
Yeah, but in summer when I see 18, I think that 18's doable.
For a track session or a 10k threshold, yeah, of course.
Maybe not when you're out there for 2 hours.
No, because it's all about heart rate. Once it's high, it's high. Yeah, but that's because you're fucking tired. It's all relevant. It's all like you have to be able to consider all of those things. That's what training in Brisbane is all about.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'd love to train in Melbourne.
Maybe I should just re-listen to the interview I did for Dave straight after.
What? Oh, did you?
It's like me being positive and like policy and turd.
And then
But I'm speaking straight facts.
real talk. He gets depressed.
Absolute quality, $1.75. How many do we need? I don't reckon there's going to be enough here.
Last time I got them, they were in there.
Freddie, can you hold these, baby? 2, 3, 4. So we got here, it's the end of the prep. I always mark the end of the prep being when I hop on the plane to fly to the destination. Obviously, when you do an international marathon, you usually fly about 2 weeks out. So getting on that plane was a sense of relief because it meant that I'd done the hard work and got there injury-free pretty much. So it was actually a really interesting block. It was super short. We had to work with the timeline that we had, which wasn't much time. And I only got 1 2.5 hour run in, which is really small, I think, for a marathon runner. But at the same time, we did squeeze in other areas. I did some really good track Tuesdays. We did about 4 marathon sessions on a Friday, which were really beneficial for me, just getting that pounding in the legs over a period of time. Not tip myself over the edge, because that was always a possibility of breaking down on the way here.
Elastica.
So really the reason why I set this race as a goal and thought it was even possible was because of Jess Stenson. When we were all running Valencia in 2023 and pretty much everyone in that race had a great race. You know, she was sitting at home a few months postpartum, still hoping that her Paris dreams were possible. And that would have been really hard seeing, you know, me and Izzy run 2:23 and Lisa Waitman not far behind that and Eloise not far behind that, and she had to think, I still want to try and make it. She was just shy of 7 months postpartum. She ran a 2:24 flat. We were all just gobsmacked. I couldn't find words for how impressed I was by that performance, and pound for pound, I think it's one of the best races I've ever seen any woman do. That's where a lot of my motivation and inspiration came from, because I just thought, that's what I want to do. Just been a huge part of how I've found confidence in everything that I'm doing and knowing that it's possible and pushing those boundaries, because I've watched someone do it before me, and I think that's why it's important to share these stories and these comebacks, because there'll be so many women out there thinking, I kind of want to do that, I want to return, I want to get back to where I was. And when people like Jess or me come out and do it, you know, it just makes you think, why can't I? And to just throw myself into the deep end. And it was like 5 months postpartum, here we go.
There's always that placebo, like the same way Monaco Diamond League, everyone goes there to do records. It's like, yes, there's things on your side there, but there's also that mentality that this is where you go to run fast. And I think it's like everyone's got that same mentality at the same time. We all push each other. And after Sinead ran in Valencia and got the Australian record, like she was just in really good shape. She was in 2:21 shape. But we see her do it at Valencia, and all of a sudden Valencia is like the mecca of all marathon courses. And it is still, but it's not the only one that exists.
We've been doing it tough in Queensland this time of year, so coming over here with the temperature so much lower, humidity so much lower, it just feels so much easier.
Ryan and I are chalk and cheese when it comes to racing and training, but I think it's been the reason we've both had longevity in the sport. Yeah, he is just really professional, type A, most likely going to overdo it than underdo it, but it's also his biggest strength.
You guys stay there, I'll grab the stuff.
Yeah. The first 8 minutes I was cruising hours. I felt like I was flying. And then I said to go straight away, I'm like, that was definitely downhill tailwind.
I didn't notice the downhill until I ran back and noticed.
Yeah.
How do we come over so early? Do you think that's excessive?
No, I do it. No, because you know what's hilarious about that? Says the guy that isn't up breastfeeding all night. Yeah. No, I need it. Like Freddie's on a bloody Australian time zone. It is a risk. Like, okay, when Camille came in 2023, they got gastro on the plane. You don't do many marathons a year. You might as well commit.
Greg, you might as well come early, run some training PBs while you got the opportunity.
It's weird to come for the confidence.
But it also can be to his detriment. I think, especially when you get older, your formula has to change. And I think kids have helped me change mine so that I get the best out of myself. Whereas with Ryan, you know, he is a dad now, so his energy levels are going to be sent in different directions and not to his training and bettering him as an athlete. And that's been a really hard balance for him, I think. But yeah, it's funny if you observe us over a week, say in Valencia, leading into a marathon, because you know, I start to switch off and relax and run slower and underdo it just to make sure I'm freshening up, whereas he's someone that could accidentally, you know, keep running fast and feel the vibe of Valencia and get faster and faster on his runs. So we bicker a little bit about it because I'm always like, you should do less, and he's always like, you should do more. So I do think a lot of the time we meet in the middle and we can offer each other really good advice, but he is on my case a lot, saying, I think he quoted that I train like a school kid would be exactly how he put it. But he also knows that he needs a little bit of that in him to chill when it's time to relax. And I think we balance each other out well, but we are definitely very different.
And then I just said, Daddy threw a football at me and it hit my nose and it had a big cut on my nose, but I don't cry because I'm a footy player.
Telling some
Spanish first. But they laughed and they kind of grasped.
I think I just know my body well. I know when I'm exhausted, and he'll always be like, why don't you pop out for another double, or why don't you jump on the elliptical? But I'll just look him in the eye and say, I'm exhausted. I don't have the energy for that. But he also has seen me get it right a lot, and I kind of just say that to him. I'm always like, I must be doing something right. We know ourselves well, and we just try work out what's best for us, and mine is to stay on the lower end, being a mum and having 2 kids, and he only knows one way, and it's to do everything right and do as much as possible. So you got to let him go.
If she was critiquing me, she'd probably say, yeah, taper more, run less, but like my training's gone down from 180k to 120k, so like it was a pretty big taper, but she probably still sees 120 as a lot of training because that's the highest she ever got in her prep this time. So my taper week was her biggest week. So and my critique of her would just be, you know, I wish she was able to train more, but you know, that's impossible with what she had on her plate with coming back from the birth of Freddie. It's just whatever she runs in this race coming up, I just know that it could have been so much better if she was able to get more running in, because like really it's out of all the elites who are lining up on Sunday, I promise you she's doing the least by a long way. So Not frustrating because obviously she wants to have babies along the way, but frustrating that I know that I really think she could be one of the best like in the world, but there's so much time in the year that she can't put in those big weeks because she's either giving birth or pregnant or coming back from pregnancies. No matter what she does, it'll be pretty special considering how little she's ran. We're just doing a 90-minute run. It's our last long run before the race. Just heading to the water and then heading south along the coast.
I think the thing I'm most nervous about with the race is I know I ran out of time. You know, ideally I would have liked maybe another month. I guess you always want more time, so I can't really put a number on how much more time I want or would have liked to have. So the part that scares me is the unknown of have I done enough? And not enough to run amazing, but just to like make the distance, you know, like 42K. I haven't done that many marathons, so it's scary to think that I'm going in underdone.
I just can't go out too hard. It's as simple as that. I've cramped a couple of times badly in marathons, and it all is to do with going out too far. So I think when I eventually have my best day, it'll come from running a negative split and actually finishing strong.
I have an inkling that I will be okay and that I will know what to do in the race and pull through in the parts that get hard. It's just, yeah, how much of science can override confidence? We'll see.
Pace groups, people, like, honestly, I'll see when I'm out there. Like, I know there's going to be some pace groups that are a bit faster than me. I would love to run under 2:12 on a dream day. I don't know who'll be around there. It'll just be about assessing in that first 5K who's around that mark, and then playing it by ear. That's the good thing about Valencia. There is critical mass. There's so many people in the race, so I think I'll be able to make a decision out there. I don't feel any pressure. Like, I know I put in a lot of work, so I would love to get some results, but even if I don't, like, I do enjoy the process. I do love the journey. I love what I do, but yeah, I do. Like, I run a fair bit, and there's a lot of pain involved sometimes, so I wouldn't mind a few results here and there.
There's 8 of these lying out on the floor somewhere, like, oh baby.
Would it be amazing?
Mm-hmm.
His family should be safe.
You want some?
I just like you can measure it, because you know it's bowls right spots rolling right into my mouth.
Enjoy it, how flat it is, how fast it is.
You will feel it in the last 7K. You'll have all the help you can get. Just hope you're not cramping.
Place yourself behind the women and try never to step on them, please.
Down, reach your right arm up towards the sky. So get that really nice rotation.
See ya!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Say goodnight, Freddie. See you at 2 a.m.
Landed.
Huh?
Landed.
I'm wearing it. There's left on your mum. Can you hear Freddie? Freddie like, meh. I've got one. I thought you
I've got yours.
clear out the nasals.
So we could keep staying here, or actually that looks barricaded off.
Hola.
We are elite athletes. O por allá.
Para abajo.
See you out there. The first 20K is just like you're in this flow state where it's going by, you're just listening to shoes hit the ground, and it's nice. My pace group was so good. It was just like a massive bunch of men and women, but I just knew they were just going a fraction too fast. And it's only a second or two, but you just start to feel it.
Because I think everyone thinks I'm crazy for being here. So the normal narrative would be it doesn't work out, and that's okay. And I think that's why I also am running pretty relaxed, because the only person I'm going to be disappointing out there will be myself, and I'm okay with that. My mum literally took 2 weeks away with us so that I could have this race. You know, I obviously want to do it for people like her, but I know that she's not going to care of the result. I know Ryan thinks I probably bit off more than I can chew being here, so he's not going to be disappointed. My coach thinks it's great that I'm here, and any time is irrelevant because I didn't come here to PB.
And he was such a lovely guy. He kept talking to me. He told me that he followed me at the Olympics. We got to halfway in 72.54. And I know it's not far off that like 73 to 73.15 that he said, but it's just, it's just those little fine margins that you do feel over a long period of time. And so right before the 35K marker, he turned to me and he said, "Would you like me to pick it up a little bit?" And I was like, soon. And then my hammy just went and I just disappeared.
With 18K, I realised you're probably a little bit, how my legs were feeling, they're a little bit tired for what you should be feeling at 18K. Because I think the goal is in a marathon, it's not get to halfway feeling good, it's get to 25K feeling good. And at 18K, I was like, my quads are starting to get a bit sore here, so I got to ease up a bit. But then it kind of, as I eased up, it just didn't really get much better. It just kind of got worse and worse from there.
But the last 10K, when you know it's hurting and you're kind of like running out of fuel, yeah, it starts to really stretch out a little bit. Every time I had a drink or a gel, I felt really positive again and thought, you know what, I'm fine. And honestly, right up until my hamstring went, I thought I was going to pull it off. But you know, a lot can happen in that last. I mean, that's when I was also catching so many women. Like between 33 and 35K, I caught 3 or 4 women. About 20 meters before the 35K marker, my hammy just like went into a ball, and so I just stopped and I was like, oh no. And then when I stopped and was stretching my hammy, I just watched them all go past again. Some cheered, some were like, "You're right, Jen." And I was like, oh. But that K that I stopped was a 4:40. So I had to eat that. And I was like, oh, that's like 80 seconds off my splits. So after that, I knew my time was out the window, but I just tried to like maintain 3:35s or so to the end, and I knew that I would run okay.
Where's my head at now? I came here to try to run 2:11, kind of hit the splits early to run that, and probably just realised I wasn't in the shape to do it. So it's probably a bit depressing, really. I don't think I was too aggressive to run that. Maybe I'm the type of guy, if I'm gonna run 2:11, I need to do it like a big negative split. I wanted to come here and give myself every chance, so I did that. It didn't work out, so.
It was a big swing and it wasn't necessarily a miss. It was just, you know, got it done. I'll be better for it.
Marathon is tough. Like, it doesn't usually work out every race for everyone. I think I've done 6 marathons now, 3 good ones, 3 bad ones. But the bad ones I've kind of cramped and I've hung in there and ran my good ones I've ran 2:13, 2:14, 2:14. My bad ones, I ran 2:16, 2:17, 2:18 and like cramped. Still got fire in the belly, so I'll come again.
Look.
Oh, fucking depressing.
And by the way, this is a bucket from our Airbnb he found. Oh, hi Dave. Oh man, my legs are going to be so sore. Highest mileage week was this week because of that race. I tipped over 120
to have seen Jess get the Australian record. We actually FaceTimed Sinead, which is really special, like to be able to talk to Sinead who held it and then be there with Jess, you know, watch her get it was really, really special. And Jess messaged me last night before my race, I was telling you earlier. It was such a lovely message, and she's also been a huge inspiration for me to come back so quickly. And obviously no one made me do this marathon. It was purely just something I wanted to do, but I told Jess she will never really understand the inspiration she's given me to like get back out there, and now to watch what she's done a few years later after having 2 babies is pretty special. So she's paving the way for all of us, and yeah, she deserves it.
Can I just like read you my splits to see where show you where it all went wrong?
Yeah, can I even read you my splits?
Yeah.
I said to the camera that I'll read good and come again, but I don't know if I actually will. I think just a domestic marathon.
What are you and Brett's FTK going to be?
I think I'm done with that. I'm just done with it all. I'm just going to go get a normal job and just be happy and just spend time with my family.
I don't want you to get a normal job because then you can't spend
Hang out
time
with
with
my kids. I'll just take leave. Can't wait for a bit, maybe join you for the second week.
No, because I've been at home all day with them.
Put on weight, start getting like big upper body.
You're so ridiculous.
Some tuna and rice to fill up a bit.
It's disgusting. You're disgusting. Do you remember that? 34, 35k
Yeah.
was kind of windy. But then 441.
441.
I stopped. 441, and then this is me post cramp.
Oh, Jen.
34, 37, 39, 40, 42, 35.
You really stretched it out and got going again. You got rid of the knot.
I got rid of the knot.
But you got going again only 10 seconds slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I saw Brett at about
Wait, Mum, where are you reading this?
28k. He was kind of looking around because he'd be thinking, well, he's obviously already blown up. If Ryan was having a good day, like I should have already took him by that stage. And then when I caught up to him, I just said, sorry, mate. Sorry you're struggling, but can you run with me now? Can we like work together? And he just said, no chance. So I was going like 3:18, 3:20 at that stage. I was already going pretty slow, and he was, he was going slower than that. I don't think he pulled out.
Facebook.
He must have pulled out pretty soon after that. So.
Malu.
I know when I have one of like Nafe's coffees back home, a few sips and I'm in a better mood. I've had 3 now and I've got nothing.
Why don't we go buy coffee?
Do you reckon it's got caffeine in it?
We are now in Singapore, a few days later. We booked a holiday here to rejuvenate, get back on time zone before we got to Brisbane. Our legs are finally feeling better, and I haven't run yet. I still probably need a few more days. I want to run another marathon soon. I think I'm still relatively fresh, didn't do a huge prep. For now, we'll just focus on having a nice Christmas, getting back into good shape and getting ready to gear up again for 2026. Ryan has had time to think about his retirement.
I'll definitely take a week off. Might have to start training like Cam Levins and run, 270k a week. But yeah, looking forward to a bit of recovery now, building back up again. And I've been pretty healthy for a while, so throw a bit more at my body to see how much I can handle. All right, Adventure Cove Water Park. Let's do it.